DoorDash won't tell you, but I will. As a fellow Dasher, I've discovered 6 critical things that you need to know that the company is not going to tell you, updated for 2024. Number 1, you know those contract violations you can get, and now it's been a couple of years here since the company's introduced these things, either extreme lateness-based contract violations, or just entirely the order has never arrived. That's just if the customer says they didn't get it entirely, and then extreme lateness is when a delivery is considered late if the amount of time taken to travel to the merchant and or the customer exceeds the estimated time, taking into account factors outside of your control. So if one of those things supposedly happened on your Dasher account, you get a contract violation. And to date, the only one that I've ever gotten, 2021, basically when it was first introduced, an order extremely late, but I'm just going from A to B, whatever. But the thing is, if you get too many of these, you can be deactivated. So your side hustle, at least on DoorDash, is done. You're deactivated. Now, what they don't tell you, which is pretty important, you would think, is how many do I actually need to get deactivated? They say, hey, listen, at this time, one contract violation for lateness does not constitute grounds for deactivation. So for the order never arrived, same thing. One contract violation does not constitute grounds for deactivation. So how many is it? Is it 2? 4, 6? Pretty important, so I know if I could actually dash and make money in my side hustle. And I've heard of Dashers that have 2, 4, 3, 6, and they're still activated, where others might have gotten deactivated. Is it, 5 in a month? Is it 10 in 6 months? You don't know because the company won't tell you. Well, regarding your pay, which is also very important, at least I'm a Dasher and I can make money here. So there's bonus pay. The per delivery bonus is called peak pay. It's scheduled, so you go in your promos tab, it'll say, hey, Monday, Tuesday, whenever, in this sub marketplace from like 2 to 5, whenever it is, I get an extra $1, $2. But then they introduced hourly peak pay. So instead of a per delivery bonus, it's a per hour peak pay bonus. So going up to your promos tab, you cannot see that because the company won't tell you how much scheduled, keep in mind, scheduled hourly peak pay there is, what days and what hours, when they show you all of that on the peak pay for earn per offer. Now you can see it in real time, which I get, but if your marketplace is competitive and I just want to schedule, and I can schedule literally around peak pay, I can go in the promo tab, I can click on schedule, but you can't do that if you want to drive earn per hour. Oh, and number 3, here's a pretty unique one, is thinking about the peak pay, the per delivery bonus. When do they offer that? Do you know? It's based on supply and demand, either current or forecasted demand levels or not enough Dashers online, a combination of those. But did you know the company can't tell you if that shift, even with peak pay, if it's going to be busy because they don't know. Now, sure, they can show you in real time. They can say, hey, I can't even dash now because it's not busy enough, or there's too many Dashers online, or it's busy, or it's very busy. They can show you that current level of that market subsegment. But for instance, if you schedule a shift, we just talked about scheduling shifts on peak pay, but it doesn't matter. If you just schedule a shift, they cannot tell you if it's going to be busy. And the company has even said this. There's data that shows we don't know if a certain restaurant, like your go-to restaurant on Friday to next Friday, if it's going to be busier, slower, dead, super packed, they don't know. Number 4, obviously they're not going to tell you how many Dashers are actually in your marketplace. We get that because none of these apps in the side hustle economy are going to do that. That's their internal data. But can they even tell you who gets preference to certain orders? Not necessarily. Consider the new Dasher Rewards program that's just been expanded in a wave 3, by the way, that who gets preference to higher paying orders or just orders in general? Because yes, there's 3 different levels now on that rewards program, silver, gold, and platinum, but who gets this order? Is it always the platinum Dasher who has the highest priority to highest paying offers, but they're the furthest away in this example? And if you say yes, then where's the line? If I'm 5 minutes away to this, in this example, at least McDonald's, I still get it. What about 8 minutes away? Or if I'm like 10 minutes away, where is the line there of like, we don't care, you're a platinum, you're now too far away? And also that makes me think about the large order program, the catering program, because at least in most marketplaces, it's still invite only. It's also included in that Dasher rewards program in those affected marketplaces. But here's the criteria for that catering program for you as a Dasher to take these usually subtotals of $100 plus orders here. So if I have this criteria and it's invite only for when the marketplace does need Dashers, because they don't always need Dashers for large order, who gets the invite? And you probably want the invite as long as you have those metrics and a catering bag, because DoorDash has said the large orders pay on average 2 to 3 times that of a normal marketplace delivery. At least that's what they said in May of 2023, because updated for 2024, instead of saying, yeah, it pays an average of 2 to 3, now they say orders in this program, it has the potential to pay 2 times to 3 times as much. Number 5 seems obvious, but there's a lot that goes into it. DoorDash is never going to tell you when they're going to change things. Things are going to start out as a beta program. It's going to start in a few small marketplaces, usually not necessarily by population, but just 1 to 3 marketplaces, test it out, and then things scale. Now, sure, a lot of companies do that, but DoorDash consistently, every single year, multiple times a year, changes things like order types, like now having the food delivery, but grocery, convenience, DashMart, alcohol, the what else? Shop and deliver, the package returns. A lot of those programs aren't initially with a nationwide launch. For number 6, please drop a like on this video. Consider subscribing. All I do here is help you make money in different side hustles. If you agree with this one, because I guarantee they're never going to tell you this, at least not the way that I'm going to tell you. This is that as a DoorDash Dasher, eventually doing your dashes, making your deliveries, that's customers, someone eventually is going to try to scam you. Eventually, a customer is going to try to do something shady and scam you. And I understand the company says, like, protect your account, don't give away your password. But from the customers that they may say, and I'm not saying DoorDash that everyone's doing this, but in the real world, every now and then, a very small percentage will say, hey, I never got it when you followed the exact instructions, delivered to the exact right door, house, apartment, whatever it was. And they say, oh yeah, I just never got it. Clearly, that's fraud. And clearly, I strongly support DoorDash doing anything they can to protect against fraud on either end, on the Dasher end or on the customer end. Protect your accounts, take pictures. You can even text them a message of the picture if they changed it to like, hey, hand it to me, never mind, just make it no contact, just to be sure, like, oh, by the way, yeah, here's no contact with a picture. There's apps that tag GPS data. There's, of course, dash cams, because if you ever need to send evidence to DoorDash support, you can say, here's the photo with GPS like coordinates, basically. Here's the time. Here's the dash cam footage of me pulling up to the location at that exact time. Also, because I had this actually happen to me, not on DoorDash yet, knock on wood, but on Uber Eats, where someone said that I didn't deliver it, which I literally saw the number, confirmed it 4 times, called, texted, all of that. And I made the delivery. Now, in that case, I followed exactly everything. This is on Uber Eats in this case, everything that they wanted me to do, which I do support, because if they have a workflow that they want you to follow, if you can't get in touch with a customer, like these apps, some of them, actually DoorDash has this too. I think both apps actually have this, a counter to wait as you try to get in touch with the customer. Even if they don't recommend this, even if it's not in the workflow, contact support. I didn't do that, and someone recommended I did that, and I think that's a very good call, because then it's further documented, because I submitted the confirmation picture, in my case at least, and I went through the entire process. In fact, I had like screenshots of evidence of going through that process. But still, on DoorDash, just reach out to support, especially if something seems odd or they're just being a little bit shady. Say, hey, I just want to let you know I'm making this delivery. If you can attach a picture, here's a picture just because I feel like this customer is acting a little bit suspicious. I just wanted to let you know. 6 things that the company does not tell Dashers. And I'll tell you, check out yourdrivermight.com for updated for 2024 courses and resources to help you in most any side hustle. Is it better on DoorDash? Is it better on Uber Eats? Is it better on Grubhub? Or do a lot of these still apply to those platforms? So let me know which one of these stands out for you.